Youth are a particularly significant group to focus on within homelessness, in part because this is a great prevention opportunity for societies. That we know that young people who have been involved in the foster care system, who have grown up apart from family, who don't have family support as they reach adolescence and early adulthood, who've been in the child welfare system, that this is a group that we know is headed for a very difficult adulthood. And it's a group that we can have a huge social dividend paid if we give appropriate attention to housing and whatever network of support around career mentoring is going to be needed to get young people onto a more stable path. And one of the things that I find in the United States, and I think it's been equally true in South Australia, that even people who are not quite sure how they feel about the homeless and maybe have some real bias against people who are scary to them or that they have formed a view of that's quite negative, when confronted with the reality that youth homelessness is a significant issue here and the life histories of these young people who are most at risk, most people in a community can really get behind the need for communities to take action. So I think there's not just a need, but there's an opportunity to really rally public support for different types of services and support for young people. One of the things we've learned about housing is there's no one size fits all, and that's especially true with youth. One of the things that I've seen in the United States, and Common Ground has housing that's specifically built for young people aging out of foster care or who are homeless, and provide 2 years of housing and employment support and help with permanent housing placement. That's fine for some young people, but it's equally the case that simply finding and supporting room shares and helping young people into college or to training programs and attaching them to an adult mentor and providing some subsidy around their rent, that there's a lot of flexibility that you can pull into helping to problem solve around the housing and support issues for youth. I think that one of the things in South Australia that's an interesting possibility is there's a great deal of eagerness in the education system to see where there can be a linkage there. A lot of the very interesting meetings I've had over the years here have been with educators who are seeing either homeless young people or young people who've had family conflict, who are couch surfing, that these are issues showing up here in the schools in South Australia. And the fact that there are educators wanting to take this on, wanting to be equipped through their schools to help young people with housing arrangements is a fantastic development. I don't think there's that level of recognition in many places that the schools have a role to play.